But if anyone that you're fine, Kelsey, you don't have to. But if yes, we don't want you to watch you bathe. I love you, but but any of you that can turn on your cameras, if you'll turn on your cameras, I'm really excited to hang out with y'all tonight. At any time during this, if you want to take a picture and post it to your social media, and the reason I say that and to tag me in it is because I was talking to a girl today, and she said she kept saying like the thing she was missing from her last gig, from her last team, and like she couldn't find the words. And I said, community. You were missing community. And she's like, that's exactly what I was missing. And I feel like so many women don't have community. I never really had a community until I had network marketing, and it's crazy and it's amazing, all wrapped into one. So take a picture, put it on your social media. It speaks volumes that we're not just some weirdo behind a screen. We are real people. We're moms, we're daughters, we're friends, we're sisters. You know, that's why I tell y'all, put it on your social media that we get to hang out, that there's like actual people on here hanging out, not a bunch of weirdos. Well, I am kind of weird, but you know what I mean, like real life. Okay, so I'm just going to spit some fire with y'all really quick. I want to talk to y'all about what your team is doing this month. I want to talk to you about the fact that it's not even halfway through the month right now, and just some different things. At any point during this Zoom, if you have questions, type them out for me. I am more than happy to answer them. I'm going to talk to you about a couple of different things. Y'all know I'm a storyteller, and I just, you know, I was laying in bed today, and I got super emotional, and I am going to cry. And I told Katie, I said, so I did this for her team last night, and I got all of these like responses like, oh my God, you're so inspiring, this and that. And Katie goes, you don't understand like how impactful you are just because of who you are. And I said, but I'll never wake up and think I'm impactful just because I'm Courtney, or just because I'm a 200K, or just because I have a team. Like, I want to wake up every day and bring y'all value. I just like, it just gets me so emotional, because when I can move somebody because I can inspire them, it's not because I want them to know my name. It's not because I want you to think, oh, Courtney's cool. Like, I don't think I'm cool. I don't think I'm anything other than just another sister, another friend, another mom laying in bed. You know, people always say that means so much coming from you. And I'm like, why? Like, I smell just like you do whenever I get sweaty, like, you know, but I forget, like, we can make such a huge impact on this world just because of who we are to other people, and much less our message. And so thanks for like hopping on here. Thanks for taking time out of your night away from your family to hang out with me, because this is my heart. This is my soul. You know, I'll never get too big for my britches to get dirty with you. I will never get too big for my britches. My paychecks will never outgrow my work ethic. I can promise you that. I will always be in the trenches with y'all. I love y'all. Like, y'all have changed my life, but I'm going to tell you what I love even more. I love Tuesdays when my phone's blowing up and people say, thanks for introducing me to something that changed my life. That's what I like more than checking my own bank account. That's cool. That's freedom. That's paying it forward. That's making an impact on the world, not just on your family, right? I'm here to help all of y'all see that you can do this. You can dream really big. You can change your life. So I want to talk about, I have a bunch of notes written down, so I'm going to try not to be as scatterbrained. Learn what you want and say no to everything else for a certain amount of time. Okay. I came from a place where I would say, well, if you sent 50 messages, you need to send 100. That's not what I'm telling you to do. I'm telling you, guys, I know what works. I don't know it all, but I know what works. And when we're in this mode, this grind, like I was talking to Sunny, I will never be able to call you Brooke, by the way. I will always and forever call her Sunny. I don't know why. Sorry, Sunny, Brooke, whatever, you're Sunny to me forever and ever. Amen. And I said, you have to know whenever you are in production mode and whenever you are in support mode. Okay, y'all's whole team right now, for the most part, needs to be in production mode. And we might have talked about this a little bit on the Zoom the other day as a team, but I really want you to think about what that means. That means you're not managing your team. That means, you're answering questions, but that you're not afraid to say, Court, I need a 3-way. Court, what's the answer? Hey, go ask Courtney. I'm right in the middle of doing something. And for us to know that this is a team effort, this isn't, I'm going to pass the ball, like truly, like, I get to be so emotional. Y'all are about to hit almost the top rank in the company. Y'all have a momentum like I've never seen. There are people's names in my back office, and you'll know what this feels like one day. I promise that. I'm like, who the hell are these people? Like, I can't even keep up. And y'all, that's so freaking cool. And so right now, let me be your supporter, like Chelsea, like Ken's, and even Chelsea and Kenzie. I'm going to tell you all the same thing. I told Kenzie this today too. I said, let me support you. You be in production. Let me support you. Head down. I will tell you, there are different, and maybe not seasons, but there are different modes that you will notice with your business, okay? Like right now, my main goal, I always want to enroll. Don't get me wrong. I always want to enroll, but hear me out. My main goal is to get up right now and make sure y'all have what y'all need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm spending my time tonight, instead of replying to stories on my social media, making sure you have what you need. What I'm going to tell you is bring the people. Bring the people. Let's train them up. Let's pour into them. Let's support them. Let's show them this community that we have where we all can answer each other's questions. I love that about y'all so much. You don't understand. Girls on other teams are like, I'm answering people's questions that aren't on my team. And I'm like, pay it forward. Like, y'all have this amazing culture on your team that is like I have never, ever, ever seen before. So right now, figure out what you want this month. I'm going to say figure out what you want by the end of, like, imagine April 26th, whenever that new whatever it is launches. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to be? Do you want to be on the side of the road with your thumb up looking for a ride, or do you want to be in the driver's seat? Do you want to be going, oh, shit, the momentum's here? Or do you want to be in the driver's seat? Because I promise you, people are watching you. Coop watched me for almost 2 freaking years, and I was too afraid. Thank God she wasn't. I was too afraid to message her. Mackenzie told me no for 2 years, and I wanted to choke her. But guess what? It wasn't her time. Sarah watched me. Alma watched me. Like, people are watching you. You have to tend to what you've planted. You have to tend to your harvest, and you just have to keep going. Me and Brittany have known each other for like 3 years, and she's like, finally, she saw something that triggered her mind. I think it was my Escalade, and she's like, talk to me. It just, you never know what your audience is looking for. So right now, figure out where do you want to be? I know where I want to be. I can see it in my mind that I am sitting in a car, and I have my whole team in my car with me, right? This is what I'm visualizing, and we are driving, and they announce that, and it is like that thing you saw in cartoons, and it's like this little toy, and the pop goes off, and like worms, those toy worms, toy streamers go everywhere, and it's like we're already set up. The pressure's already there. We're about to explode, and just bam, we can just like plow down on the gas. That is exactly where I see our team. But do you see yourself there? Or do you see yourself sitting in the car seat, or maybe on the side of the road, or maybe on a tricycle, or maybe you're just not sure if you even want to be at conference? Like, where do you see yourself? And I mean that, guys, because where you envision yourself is where you will end up. The smartest thing someone told me in this industry is act like a millionaire, not cocky, because you see me. Like, this is me. Like, I'll cross the millionaire stage, and I'll still be living in this home, still shopping at Target, right? Like, self-checkout, though, because I don't make eye contact. Like, I'll still be the same Court. But, like, where do you see yourself? And so if you don't carry yourself as that millionaire, as that leader, as that person, start doing it now. You're not going to get a following by getting a following. You're going to get a following by acting like you have one. You're going to get a following by doing the things that you know to do every single day. You're going to get a following by going live. You're going to get a following by doing an opportunity live. Do not wait to be asked to lead. Do not wait to be asked to lead. Nobody knocked on my front door and said, I think you'd be a really good 200K leader. Here's your game plan. It's not how it happened. In fact, a lot of you don't know my story. When I first started out, I went really fast like your team is. Your team's going a lot faster, FYI. And I just started doing Facebook Lives. Y'all know how I do the opportunity lives every Monday? Well, every Tuesday. Like 4 days in, y'all, I just started going live. And same format. Nobody asked me to. No one told me to. No one gave me permission. You don't need permission to walk in greatness. You don't need permission to lead by example. You don't need permission to work your business. I will tell you, too, the biggest thing I say is you need to be, hold on, I texted it to Katie. You need to be consistently disciplined. That's all you need. You don't need to be the prettiest or the smartest in the room or the best at editing your pictures or the craftiest wordsmith. No, you need to be consistently disciplined. That's it. That is all you need to be. So I have so much on my heart. Okay, consistently disciplined. Figure out what you want and say no to the things that don't add value to that. I'm serious, y'all. I'm so serious. Like I will tell people, no, I'm sorry, I'm working on a really huge goal right now. I don't have time for that. I told my sister, like, call me a bitch, whatever you want to call me, but last week her kid was sick and I was like doing that the company was coming to do the thing. I had Zooms going on. We were in this great momentum and I was like, I love you, sis, but this week I can't watch your kid. You're going to have to ask someone else. And it's not that I don't love her. It's not that I don't care about her, but I knew where my priorities were. So I'm just challenging you. If that means you need to wake up early, so many people tell me, well, I'm busy, or well, I work full time. When I started this, I worked 60 hours a week. I owned a daycare with 12 kids that I had to keep alive, one which was allergic to air. I'm not even freaking kidding you, y'all. I don't know how many times. She was allergic to eggs, milk, flour, any freaking thing you can imagine. A goldfish would send her in an anaphylactic shock, right? So I was like, it was intense. Her dad was a cop. There was oh, I got to keep this kid alive, right? And me and Ryan, she's on my team now. But anyways, it was me and her. And it was like, okay, our goal for today is to keep everyone alive and to work our Thrive business. And that's what we did. I didn't know any different. Kids were here from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. But here's what I knew. I wanted a different way. So if you're too busy making excuses. I promise you, this life is yours. God put you on this life and you own this shit. Corporate America doesn't own you. You may love your job and that's fine. That's fine. I'm not telling you quit your job. But what I'm saying is God put you on this earth for a reason, sisters. And don't be tricked into thinking you don't own your day. You still run your day. You still run your day. You still choose when you go to the bathroom. You still choose whenever you get up in the morning and you go to bed at night. And I promise you that those few months were hell for me. I will never forget August 15th until mid-November was hell, but I went 80K. And I think I've told most of y'all, I opened up a paycheck and it was $28,000 for the week. And I thought, I can do this. And my life has never been the same since. I promise you, you are worthy and you are worth it. So your goal right now needs to be to fall in love with what you're doing and what you're using. And I mean fall in love with it, guys. If you've lost your passion, I get it. I will never look at you and be like, what's wrong with you? I get it. I've been there. Stop your regimen for a day. Start it back up. Sometimes we take for granted what's in front of us. And, this is your new normal. Check yourself. There are so many times where I'm griping about something that I used to pray for, check yourself, fall in love with what you have your hands on right now, today, and go and spread that love with everyone. I want you to think if you got a new pair of leggings and they were the softest, buttery leggings that you had ever felt, and you showed up to church, to Sunday school, or whatever it is, would you not tell your friends? Why not tell them about Thrive? You just get to make money. You tell them about your leggings, you don't. It's the same thing. Don't make it weird. Don't make it icky. It's not. It's changing people's lives, y'all. So if you aren't falling in love with the products, or if maybe you've been on them and you're like, okay, I get it. Trust me, there are times when I'm like, oh, I don't want to say anything. And then I'm like Coop, like I would have killed, like I would have literally have taken my head and banged it against the wall if she would have signed up with someone else. And I would have been like, you chicken shit. Why didn't you say something to her? You know what I mean? Like, get out there, get uncomfortable, tell girls that maybe you wouldn't normally tell. By the way, Coop, I'm going to send you a profile of somebody. Like, get out there and talk to people that you normally wouldn't talk to. Fall in love with this. Fall in love with the fear of this, right? I want you to be scared but not fearful. I want you to be courageous but not frozen. I want you to have courage every day when you work up to fight for this business because you deserve this business in your life. It will not happen overnight. It won't happen overnight. Nobody joins the Millionaires Club overnight. You don't know what I battled for 3 years. All you see is my success now. But I've worked really, really hard to get where I am. I've gotten on Zooms as a top enroller in the company, and 3 of my teammates have joined me. I know what it's like to doubt. I know what it's like to think, I might be crazy. Excuse me? Go in there, I'm on a meeting. My youngest just came and burped. I know what it's like to be like, you're crazy. No one's out there. No one's listening. Bullshit. It's all a lie. It is all a lie. I promise you, everyone wants to look better and feel better, and they're going to buy stuff from somebody. Why not let it be you? But you've got to wake up, and you've got to control your actions every single day. I'm going to just shoot you straight. There are some of you, I'm looking at you right now, and you don't work your business with consistency. You don't. You will never make it. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to have the most beautiful posts. You don't have to, no. You just have to have consistency, guys. That's it. That is all. You have to be so disciplined that, I tell people, would you get up and go to work without brushing your teeth? No. Would you get off the toilet and not wipe? No. Would you put shampoo in your hair and not rinse it out? No. That's how this business will become if you are so consistently disciplined. It will be thinkless. It will be like putting on a pair of running shoes and tying them, but you didn't have to sit there and contemplate, are you going to tie them or not? Yes, of course you are. Of course I wake up and work my business. Why the hell would I not? It's second nature to me. It will be to you. Don't overthink it. The worst thing you can do is not be consistent. The second worst thing you can do is overthink and overplan. I will never overthink, overplan, or overtrain my way to a millionaire. I won't. You won't either, but you will be consistent enough to get there. You will be consistent enough to change enough lives to get there. If you're new, run after your VIPs like your hair is on fire. That's exactly the message you should be sending to any of your new girls too. If you miss your VIPs, so what? Who cares? Not a big deal. But don't ever have the attitude that it doesn't matter. Have the attitude that it doesn't define you. There is a guy, he's about to hit the Millionaires Club, didn't hit his VIPs. One of my top leaders on my team didn't hit her VIPs. It still makes her cringe to think about it. So don't get comfortable and don't be like, oh, okay, like whatever. It's not that. It's that if you don't hit them, it doesn't define you. But dang it, you better go till the last second to hit them. Why wouldn't you? There's a check with your name on a table somewhere, and only you can go cash it. Why wouldn't you go try for that? Why wouldn't you create that within your team? That sense of urgency within your team has to be there. Where you take this business is completely up to you. Completely up to you. I will tell you this. I don't quite understand people that come in and they're comfortable with making $50 a week. It's not in my DNA. It's not how I'm wired. I don't understand it. I've always been, what do you need, baby? No, I don't. And tell your sister to mind her own business.
But she said.
Tell your sister to mind her own business. Jesus. So, hold on. Let me think. Jay, I'm on a meeting. Can you tell them not to come in here? Okay. I lose my train of thought so easy. Okay. So I don't quite understand the people that just like want $50 a week. And here's why. Because it's not about my bank account. It's like, what can I do with that money? What family can I adopt for Christmas? What nonprofit can I donate to? What can I do with that money? So when I say I don't understand the people that just want to make $50 a week, because I don't understand, because it gives you so many options and so many ways to give back in this world that it's not like, why don't you want a Louis Vuitton? That's not what I'm saying. Like, I know for a fact, Katia that lives with me will never carry a Louis Vuitton. She's already told me, when I go 200K, I don't want a Louis Vuitton. I want you to take me to Forever 21 and like that. That's her. I get that. So it's not about the material things. It's about like the things that money can do, the options it can buy you, the way you can give back in this world. And like Eric Worre said, if you don't want the damn money, give it away. But don't stunt your growth because you think that you're not worth that amount of money, or you think you're not capable, because you're all very, very, very capable. But where you go in this industry is completely up to you and your consistency, and that's it. 1 in 10 people will stick with you. I want you to think about that. 1 in 10 people will stick with you. It's not a lot, is it? You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot. You don't need a lot to make a big difference. You know, most millionaires have 25 hardcore leaders on their team, and they go out and make a difference. There's 25 of us on here. There's 5,800 girls on our whole team. You don't need a lot to make a big difference, but you have to know not everyone will stick it out. Not everyone will make it over. Like, I like to call it I envision an ocean, and it's like the waves at the very beginning and the tide, and it knocks you down. And once you get past that, there's a sandbar, and that's where all the seashells are, and that's where all of the whole sand dollars are, right? Because it's not broken up from the tide. And once you get out there, it's like it all makes sense. It all makes sense, but you have to get out. You have to get out of that tide. You want to know how long it took me to get out of that? 2 years. But I promise you, I wouldn't trade any of those days in that tidal wave, it getting knocked down, getting my feet cut on seashells and all that. I wouldn't trade that for anything in the world, because I'm 1 in 10. I'm the 1 in 10 that will make it. I'm the 1 in 10 that will show up. I'm the 1 in 10 who will be here for my family every single day. And nobody gets to decide that but me. Nobody gets to decide that but me. Like, that is so cool, y'all. I was a principal. I have 2 master's degrees. I lost my job. Somebody else sitting up on a board got to decide if I got to keep my job or not. No matter what, I'd never been written up. I mean, you can Google my name later. But seriously, I'd never been written up. I'd never been reprimanded. Wasn't perfect, but showed up on time. Like, there was nothing other than I stood up for myself, and they got to decide my future, so they thought. Nobody gets to do that here. Nobody. You do. If you're not developed, develop yourself. If you don't know how to edit photos, figure it out. If your brain's not there, if you're not confident enough, you get to grow your confidence. Like, nobody else gets to stop you. Nobody else gets to tell you, well, you've been in this industry for 5 years. This is the most I can pay you. Well, you've been here for 6 years. These are the most sick days I can. Nobody else gets to decide that for you guys. But what you have, you've got to pick it up, and you've got to run with it. And trust me, what you're holding is solid freaking gold. And if you don't believe that, you need to believe that like yesterday. Trying to think. Okay. If you don't know my phone number, you do now, because it's this Zoom code. Save it in your phone. Your job is to blow up my phone, your sponsor's phone, your leader's phone. Your job is to advocate for your business, for yourself. You know, I hear so many times, well, I don't feel like I'm getting the same training. I don't even have a damn sponsor anymore. You think that's going to stop me? No. That pushes me to go harder. And what you have here is some amazing leaders, but you don't have mind readers. And this may not apply to some of y'all, but I hear all the time, well, I haven't been contacted. I won't contact you. I'm not a babysitter. I am a boss babe who will help you develop, but you have to advocate for yourself. You have to tell your sponsor, I saw that you did this and I want to know how to do it. And either they're going to send you to the right place to teach you to do it, or they're going to teach you, but you have to advocate for yourself. Hey, I don't know how to make an unfold story. Cool. I'll show you, but I can't read your mind. And here's why. I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody held my hand. I'm a self-starter. If I wanted to learn how to do something, I Googled it. Why? Because I don't have time to sit and wait and wonder. I'm a self-starter. I'm self-made millionaire. I'm going to teach myself. If I don't know how to do it, I'm going to figure it out. Oh, I left the book in there. I want to grow my Instagram. I go and buy a book. I want to do this. I Google it. I find those resources, and it doesn't mean that your leaders aren't there for you, but if you can teach yourself, that's the best thing you will ever give your business. For you and for your team, anyone you bring in, is independence. I heard that over and over and over at a conference I went to. The best thing you will ever be able to give your business is independence, because you shouldn't be waiting on anyone in order to develop or in order to level up. Nothing in this industry is an emergency. And you are not responsible for anybody's business but your own. But you are responsible to advocate and to know, okay, I don't know how to do something, so I'm going to go and figure it out. I'm going to go learn how to do it. But it's not, my sponsor's job to teach me Unfold. What if they don't know how to do Unfold? So does that mean I just don't use that resource? What if your sponsor doesn't know Unfold? Does that mean, you know what I'm saying? So you are your best resource. Resourcefulness and independence is the best thing that you can ever be in this industry. So this month, your team is almost way past the point of being on track for being an 80K team. The next stop is the very top. Guys, you are making a wave. People want to know who the hell y'all are and what y'all are doing. And I'm going to be honest. I tell them the only thing that this team is doing different is they are super freaking positive, because y'all check each other, and y'all are super consistent. That's it. You don't have magic fairy dust. You have a bunch of girls that are hungry, that show up every day, that are positive, and that are consistently working their business. I will tell you that there are support times and production times. I've said that over and over. It is go time. It is production time. It is time to follow up. It is time to get uncomfortable. It is time to go and talk to any and everybody that ever did comment on a post or say they were interested, because you want to create that sense of urgency. Because I promise you, come April 26th, when that drops, you want a car full of people. You want a car full of people. They might be scared. They might be doubters, but you want a car full of people ready to go. It may be Team Coop's 80K promotion right now, but I'm going to tell you, this team is full of 200K leaders. Hands down. I don't say that to bullshit you. I have no reason to bullshit you. This team is full of 200K leaders right now. Walk in it. Step into it. Believe that. I don't have another team as mature and as in sync as this team. It doesn't mean that they're not good teams. It's just the dynamic that y'all have here is really, really, really something special. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart. I tell Chelsea and Kins that all the time, and I don't even think they quite understand, because they don't see the other pieces. I know they've seen stuff in the past in their past places, but I'm like, you don't understand the way y'all are so in sync and just boom and cheer each other on and are in the trenches together. That's so cool. So stay in the trenches, stay hungry, don't get complacent, doubt yourself for 10 seconds and go look in the mirror and be like, but I'm a badass and I can do this. Y'all, if I can do this and I'm still enrolling people and I've been in this industry for 3 years, I promise you can. I promise you don't know who needs this next. You don't know when you're going to wake up to that message. You don't know. You can't predict it, but you can prepare for it. And you will prepare for it by working every single day like your family's life depends on it. Like the people you haven't met yet, like their life depends on it. And I promise you, you will have a breakthrough. I promise you. I used to not believe that. I'll tell you that. I used to not believe that. I used to believe in this industry when I first started that there were people that got it and there were people that didn't get it. I don't believe that anymore. I believe that there are people that naturally are already on this continuum and they're ready. And then there are people who kind of aren't on that continuum yet and maybe they're not ready yet because you have different skill sets. But I believe with every ounce of me now that this industry is for anyone that will give it what it takes. I changed that thinking when I saw girls on my team have breakthroughs and I had to eat my words. I'm just being honest. I used to have a shitty mindset, and I think it had a lot to do with where I was, and we had charts, and so I'm like, well, you either sink or swim. I don't have time to develop you. And I don't feel like that in this company. I feel like it's the structure of this company. I get to develop anybody and anyone who's willing to show up. I'm not forcing promotions. I'm not going, well, Chelsea, I need you to promote. I don't need Chelsea to promote. I don't need Sunny to promote. I don't need Victoria to promote. I want them to promote. And so I think the culture here is more of a like, I'm here for whoever's willing to show up, and I'm not trying to make people want what they don't have, like what they don't want. I don't have any expectations for anyone but me. And I used to have expectations as a team for other people based upon where they were in my organization because we had charts, and some of y'all that might not make sense to. But here I don't have that. It's like, you show up, I'm ready to run with you. You show up, I'm ready to work with you. You show up, I'm ready to help you. It's just different here. And Kelsey, I think really what changed my mindset too was I lost everything. And I saw what I could do with this industry. And I remember being somewhere once and starting to, I got paid and I hadn't like worked because I'd been on vacation and I was in Mexico, and I was like, I mean, I worked, but you know what I'm saying. I was like in like support mode and not production mode. And I got a really good check. And I was like, this is what this is about. This is what they mean. And it's really cool. Like, I'll tell you, my husband's account, I haven't touched my husband's account in over a year, and he made $80,000 on his account last year, and I didn't touch it. I didn't touch his account because it's all residual. Once I truly understood residual income, I was like, wow. But it takes laying that foundation. It takes getting the nitty, the gritty. It takes working really, really hard at first and then working really, really steady. Another thing I'll tell you is when I lost my job, I got a settlement, and I got an amount of money that I thought was a lot of money at the time. And I don't think it's a lot of money anymore because I thought, well, I would never even make like what I got in that settlement. I thought it wasn't like millions of dollars. It wasn't even $100,000. But back then I was like, I would never even be able to be employed for this much. Bullshit. I've made more than that in a month now. And I say that very humbly, but I'm like, that's kind of when everything started, Kelsey, to fall into place with me about a year ago, when I was like, I determine how much I'm worth. Like, it doesn't matter if I have 2 master's degrees. Like, I was a teacher and a principal. Like, none of that shit matters. And that's when it hit me, is like, I get to determine how much Courtney's worth and how much, like, I can get from the universe and give to the universe. And I don't ever have to check my bank account to say yes or no. I get to check my heart. And that's when it just really all hit me. And I realized that we have our hands on something so freaking special, and I better not take this opportunity for granted. That's when it all hit me. So I believe in every single one of you. Every single one of you are 200K material, but until you believe it, it won't happen. And until you believe that you're 4K material, 12K material, and you get up and you work for it every single day, it won't happen. It don't matter how much I believe in you. I could sit there and be your number one fan in a cheerleading, costume, cheering you on every single day. It doesn't matter. If you don't believe in you, it won't happen. So your team is not even not even halfway through the month, and y'all are more than halfway to 80K. 80K is just a milestone, girls. If you were chasing a promotion, if you were chasing a bonus this month, freaking head down and let's do this. There is money on the line. There are life-changing bonuses on the line, and it's up to you. It's up to you to put your head down and to take this as serious as you would your corporate America job, you know? Like, so I'm just gonna like shoot you straight. There are so many times girls say, well, I didn't make the Zoom last night because I was out to eat with friends. And I'm not telling you not to have friends or a life, but I just often think, like, how serious do you take yourself? Because we have a team huddle every Sunday night, right? Like, we know that's our schedule. This is a little bit different. But I think, like, if you had a staff meeting every Thursday at 5 o'clock, would you tell your principal, sorry, I was at happy hour? They're happy. They have the best happy hour on Thursday nights, girl. No, you would be fired. Like, you're firing yourself. Like, you are cutting off that resource from yourself. And I just think, man, I wish you took yourself more seriously. So just know it is all about showing up to going up. And you are capable and you are worthy, but you have to believe it and you have to take yourself serious. So I'm going to leave you with that. I'm going to challenge you to push yourself out of your comfort zone. If you follow up with 5 people a day, I'm going to challenge you to double that number. If you post 3 times a day, I'm going to challenge you to post 4 times a day. I am going to challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and do just a little bit more. Just a little bit more, because this is production month. This is balls to the wall month, where y'all are about to do some crazy, crazy things leading right into conference. So I double dog dare you. Like, go and change your life this month. I promise you, nothing will haunt you like the things you didn't do. You will never sit around and regret for changing your life. You will never sit around and regret for owning your own time, for having freedom, for having wiggle room, for having more money than you know what to do with. You'll never sit around and regret that. I promise you. I promise you. But you got to push through those hard times. You won't wake up there, but you can work yourself there. Okay? I love y'all so much. Thanks for hanging out with me. And if you took a picture, please tag me on social media, because I love showing everyone what an amazing family and the culture we have here. Y'all are freaking amazing. Love y'all. Good night.